104.7 The Cave. Mike the Intern on the phone this morning with comedian Greg Warren, who just put out a new special online called The Salesman. Congratulations. And tell me about the new stand-up comedy special you got, Greg.
Hey, Mike. Thanks for having me on. The Salesman is it's about a time in my life when I was a salesman. I sold peanut butter, Mike, out of college. I sold Jif.
Are you serious? Like nationwide, or did you just go to different department stores and say, "Hey, check out this great crunchy Jif we've got"?
Well, I mean, with department stores, I don't think people are buying, peanut butter at Nordstrom. Grocery. I was in the grocery business, man. I called on grocery stores. Let me say right up front, and I haven't worked there in 20 years. Jif's the best peanut butter, man, by far.
Crunchy or smooth?
I was a smooth guy, which that's 4-1. 4-1. Creamy outsells crunchy. Those are the kind of things that I know. Our motto was choosy moms, choose Jif. Choosy. Mike, not all moms. Let's say maybe you're a mom who drinks in the afternoon and goes to the casino and forgets to pick up your kid from school. If that's the case, by all means, buy Peter Pan. That's a better product for you, But Jif, that's the good stuff right there. So,
you went to Mizzou?
I did. Yeah, I did. I was born in Springfield, actually.
Okay. First of all, are you still follow? You a big Tiger fan? You still follow football, basketball, all that stuff?
Well, I wrestled for Mizzou, so I follow wrestling very, very closely. I follow a little bit of. I'm going to be honest. I'm a little bit of a fair weather fan when it comes to football and basketball. If they're good, I'll take a look. But wrestling, I know every little detail there is to know about the Tigers, and they're good.
Man, it's no joke. I wrestled a little bit. I was a big football player in high school. I did wrestling, and I made it a year and a half. I just couldn't keep up. The workout regimen, dude. I was just not about throwing up after practice every time. Those guys are insane. And then to make it to the college level, I can't even imagine what that was like, for sure. But
I was pretty good, but I didn't start that way. My freshman year, we had wrestled Northern Iowa, and they were 3 in the country or something. And I had this match. I just got tired. I cut my weight wrong, and I couldn't get off the bottom. And in the third period, the referee started making fun of me. Like, "Are you okay down there, son?" Laughing. Yeah, they're laughing like it's a Def Jam show. This guy's killing. And my coach never let me forget that. "Warren, that reminds me of when you laid down at Northern Iowa." One bad practice. "Warren, that reminds me of when you laid down at Northern Iowa." Even if I had a good practice. "Warren, you got after it today. Good job. Bunter, you sucked. You remind me of when Warren."
So you were born in Springfield, but then you're from the St. Louis area as well. How'd that work out?
I think my dad was going to, it was Southwest Missouri at that time. He was going to school there. And and then I think when he got out, I think I spent my first 2 or 3 years down there, and then we moved to St. Louis, and that's where I grew up.
So now let me ask you the next thing. Are you a big Cardinals fan?
Huge, man. Huge. Yeah, live and breathe.
Yeah, you can't not be in that town and not be a Cardinals fan or Blues fan either way, which the Blues are done, so that is what it is. But the Cardinals not having the greatest regular season start, but we'll get on that. Because, when we do these things, I kind of get a real snapshot of your life. Dude, you've lived a pretty incredible life from a Jif salesman. You went to West Point, wrestled for University of Missouri, and then how in the hell did you end up being a stand-up comedian?
Well, I like selling peanut butter, but I don't know. I did work at a comedy club in Columbia called Deja Vu when I was in college, and that was my first real exposure to it. And I always, in the back of my head, I was like, man, I'd like to try that. So off and on during that 10 years I worked for Procter & Gamble, I was doing stand-up comedy. And I was doing this show one weekend with a guy named Kevin Pollak. You know who that is?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah, so, and Pollak was he was huge. He had been on A Few Good Men, and he had sold out the whole weekend in Dayton, Ohio. And after the week, he was like, "Hey, you're really good at this, man. You could do this for a living." And I think at that point, I knew in the back of my head, I'm like, "Man, I have to at least give it a shot."
And it worked out, man. I mean, all these years later, just still going. The Salesman online for free right now, and you can watch it on YouTube. And then you're going to be in Springfield at Blue Room Comedy Club in October for the entire weekend. Is that right?
Yeah, dude, that place is great, man. He's a really, really cool club there. I mean, I don't know if you guys realize how cool of a place that is.
No, we do. He's actually done something that I'm very happy because we used to have, when I was growing up, Sir Laughs a lot. And that would bring in.
I played there one time.
Yeah, it was the weirdest. I mean, because you go in, it'd be nothing but pool tables, and then in the back, you'd have a club, which it worked. But, and then when it was gone.
Sure it worked. I'm not so sure it worked.
Well, obviously, yeah. I guess that is probably true because it's still not around. But then there was a void of that for a really long time, and then Blue Room Comedy Club came up and started getting bigger and bigger and bigger names, and now we're on the map. And it seems like every stand-up comedian that's doing a tour is putting us through, which is really good to see. We're seeing a lot of talented people come through.
Yeah, man. I think every club comic, wants to get to Springfield and go to that room. It's just a fun time. I forgot to mention the guy that directed the special is named Nate Bargatze. He's kind of a huge name these days in comedy. He's selling out arenas and stuff like that. He is a friend, and Nate wanted to produce 3-hour-long specials with comedians, and I'm lucky enough to be one of them. So it's kind of cool. It's on his YouTube channel called Nateland.
Check it out. And in the meantime, get your tickets to see Greg when he comes to town at the Blue Room Comedy Club, October 5th through the 7th. After you watch The Salesman, I know you're going to want to buy some tickets. Greg, thank you so much, and hopefully I can talk to you a little bit closer till we get to October when you come to Springfield.
Oh, that'd be great, man. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for doing this, too.